Hi everybody, my name is Rhianne and I'm the founder of Healthy Active Pet, and here's little Maxie, who's one of my dogs. Now, one of the things we do on Healthy Active Pet is we have a heap of recipe programs, recipe books, all based around raw and fresh feeding. So, and that ranges from weight loss recipes, weight maintenance recipes, just healthy living recipes. We have sensitive dog recipes, and we also have a puppy program and puppy recipes, because obviously, you know, if you are getting a dog or you've got a dog, you want to do the best for it. Of course, all of us do, and raw feeding is considered to be the best and most species appropriate way to feed our dogs. Now, Maxie is not a puppy anymore. He's just over 12 months, but up until 12 months, they are classed as a puppy. So whether you've got a puppy now or you've got an older puppy who's coming on to 12 months, you know, here's a great recipe that Maxie can smell it all he wants it to start your puppy on. Now, in our puppy recipe book, all the recipes are created by our pet nutritionists, so they're all fantastically well formulated and ensure your puppy gets the best nutrients and micronutrients that they need to kind of develop. Just like with humans and babies, we have different nutrient needs to an adult, so it's really important with puppies that you are kind of catering for them. So if you're not using the standard, you know, puppy food that's out there, and you do want to feed raw or feed fresh, it is important that you're feeding puppy specific recipes, otherwise they will miss out on those special nutrients and micronutrients that they need to kind of grow. Maxie is so wanting this, and you do, don't you? I should just say that you know, there's lots of debate about what kind of diet should you feed your dog, and what is the best diet out there. Obviously, you know, the big pet food companies sell, you know, the kibble and all the kind of big pet food that's out there. But you know, it's not just me saying this, it's kind of widely recognised in the kind of pet nutritionist field that feeding your diet kibble is not good for them. Kibble, it would be, I guess, a comparison as if us as humans were to eat, you know, a mostly processed takeaway or just, you know, non-fresh diet. We all know that's really bad for us, right? We know that food's out there. We know we go to supermarkets and it's, you know, it's processed central, right? And it's cheaper, it's easier to kind of, you know, and more convenient to purchase, but we know it's bad for us. And we know that, you know, especially, you know, as we get more educated on it, that a diet which is fresh and is clean is the way to go for better nutrition. And it's the exact same with dogs and cats. You wouldn't be surprised to know. Kibble and that big pet food is a convenience food, right? And it's cheap to make. It's upwards of around 50% of carbohydrates, where dogs and cats, you know, don't have a nutritional need for carbohydrates. They're very much more based on proteins and good fats and vitamins and minerals. And also, you know, without going into too much detail, with the kibble and that kind of big pet food, it's you don't really know what you're getting. So you often see on the back of the packets of the food, it will say, you know, may contain, you know, beef, chicken, pork. They don't really know, because the meat is not human grade meat, and it comes from basically everywhere. It can off cuts. It can be literally from anywhere. And that's why they don't know. And then they get that meat, gets, you know, put into a big masher. It gets all mixed up. They have lots of chemicals. They cook it at a very, very, very high temperature, so it kills off any bacteria that's in there. And then they add in preservatives, fillers, and so on. And it comes out like this little hard kibble, which, you know, common sense would tell you it's not good, but also science tells it's not good as well. And like I said, it's around 50%, a lot of them more than that, of carbohydrates in this kibble, which does lead to a lot of issues with dogs, including overweightness, because they eat more of it, and it's very carbohydrate heavy, which in Australia now, about 50% of dogs are classed as overweight or obese, which is super sad, because they live a shorter life and they live an unhealthier life, which can lead to all different kinds of health issues. So without going on too much, fresh feeding is the best thing we can do for our animals, just like it is for us. And dogs are designed and built to eat raw food. So don't think that, oh, well, you know, I'm feeding raw food, that's not good, because it's not good for us humans, but it's actually amazing for dogs. It's what they should be eating. I know some people that I've spoken to just don't like the concept of raw. They don't want the raw food around. There's a lot of scaremongering around raw. And in all of our recipe books, our pet nutritionist does say, look, you can absolutely lightly cook them if you really have an issue with raw, or your dog can't have raw because of their sensitivities. And that's obviously fine. Anything's going to be better than kibble, right? Anything. But just bear in mind that when you do cook it, it does lose a little bit of nutrients, maybe like 10-15%. But it's not a biggie. If your dog prefers eating cooked meat and you prefer feeding cooked, just go with that. But yeah, don't beat yourself up. I know a lot of people are like, it has to be raw, and we do recommend raw, but you don't always have to go for raw. So anyway, that's enough of me going on. I'll put Maxie down now because he wants this food. But I'm just going to talk you through this puppy recipe. Now, Claire, who's one of our pet nutritionists, has put this together as an introductory recipe for puppies, which is great, and it's very focused on chicken, because chicken is, you know, for those dogs, it's thought, who start chicken early in puppies is less likely of an allergy later on. And right now is around 15 to 20% of dogs, mine included, who have chicken allergies. So this recipe is the idea behind it is starting them on chicken earlier. It's easily digestive, and obviously it's really good for them, and easy for you to get your hands on as well. So we've got some chicken mince here, so I'm just going to pop that in my bowl, and you can see what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to assemble them all, and then you can mix it all up as well. And I should say actually that I'm not using my slow feeding bowl here. I'll just put to the side. So our slow feeding bowls in Healthy Active Pet are really great if you do have a dog who gulps their food, and you just pop them in, slows them down, and then you can just wash this inset as well. But I'm not going to do it for this one. Then I've got some pumpkin. So I've just basically cook this pumpkin in the microwave because it's super easy to do. Pumpkin's really good because it adds the fibre for them, and it's really easy to digest. But with like all vegetables that you feed your dogs, you do need to kind of just either grate them or steam them like slightly so that they can break them down, otherwise their digestions just can't do it. So I'll pop the pumpkin in. Then I've got a little bit of liver and a little bit of chicken hearts. So popping those in there, which is really good. Again, you know, we talk a lot about micronutrients for puppies, but it is really important. And all these recipes are formulated specifically for puppies. So really kind of takes care of all those nutrients that the dog's going to need. And I've got some chicken here. So pop the chicken in. Then I've got some oysters. I'm just using tinned oysters because they're nice and cheap. And then I've got a really small chicken neck here. Now, you know, if your dog is super small, always monitor them for when they're eating any kind of bones. Obviously always uncooked bones. Then I've got some wheat germ oil, which I'm going to pour over. I've got some kelp powder, which that goes in as well. And then I've got some hemp seeds. Pop those in, and then I've got some cod liver oil as well, in that goes. And then finally I'm going to add in an egg, which is really great for them as well. There we go. And you can just see here it all kind of come together. It looks fantastic, and more importantly it's great for them and super duper healthy. So that's just one of the recipes. We have lots more puppy recipes within the puppy book and puppy programs, and we've got heaps of other recipes and recipe books catering for different dogs and the different dogs' needs as well. So I hope you find that useful. Check them all out on our website, healthyactivepet.com. Thank you.